Welcome to Boxing During Dinner, where we're back at Randazzo'S Little Italy.
Oh, yeah.
And today's a special day because we're wearing sponsored t-shirts.
From
Not because it's your birthday.
No.
It is David's birthday
It is
today.
my birthday too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
David turning 42 today.
Yeah. I've already went bald prematurely anyway, so the fact that I'm 42 now,
it doesn't matter.
There's no drastic changes. I've been bald for half my life.
But he's not really 42, and this isn't really Boxing During Dinner.
No.
Wait a minute.
So lost.
What's going
Let's
on?
talk about these shirts though. So Alex Martinez, a friend of ours, he created this clothing line. Anybody who's Cuban will definitely get it, but Hispanic
lives
people
in Miami.
or lives in Miami, or anybody who appreciates Hispanic culture, period, some funny Spanish phrases.
See, like this one here, it says, "Ese huevo quiere sal." To explain that to the non-Cuban or non-Miami person, if there's a girl, and I think that she wants to hook up, we say "Ese huevo quiere sal."
Yeah. That egg wants salt.
That egg wants salt. And maduros or tostones, I mean, if you guys don't know about the plantain,
Yeah.
you know what?
It's the plantain can either get mashed down into a tostone and fried, which is delicious, or it can just be the maduros, which are a little bit sweeter and softer, but they're delicious too. And I'm a big fan of both.
And a lot of my gringo friends eat that for dessert.
Yeah, I love them. I'll eat them at any time.
You eat it for dessert.
Absolutely. If you guys are, well, actually, here comes Mr. Oye Martinez right now.
Speaking about the Oye Martinez,
take a seat. You're on.
And
here he is, Mr.
Alex
Martinez himself.
Hey,
and his shirt says arroz con mango, which is a very popular Cuban dish.
In literal terms, it's rice with mango. You know, mango being the fruit.
Yeah.
Right. But figuratively, it's a big mess.
Right. And we told him that ese huevo quiere sal was just a nice way of saying put salt on your breakfast eggs.
And what was your inspiration for these fabulous shirts?
It's so funny because we were, I was sitting with a friend of mine and we were having lunch one day and we were saying, you know, everybody's kind of has a shirt with a saying on it and something that doesn't really have a meaning. And I said, man, us being in South Florida, wouldn't it be cool if we just created shirts that have messages with South Florida ties, like things that your grandfather would say, you know,
like ese huevo quiere
sal, or and maduros and tostones, for example, was born off the fact that we were having lunch at a Cuban restaurant and it was like maduro o tostone, that would make a great shirt. Yeah. And then from there we had a list of about 10, and 10 became 20, and before you knew it, I had 4 pages long worth of copy, and I said, I gotta do this, and I just decided to do it. Why not, right? This is only in America, like our boy Don King would say, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Tying it into
topical
the boxing.
See how we did that there? That's a professional move.
But if you guys wanna order the t-shirts,
yeah, man. So it's funny because the website first is oyemartinez.spreadshirt.com, and there'll be a super at some point. We'll edit it in so you can have it easily accessible. But it was a lot of fun. I was talking to Dave about it, and it was like the site has been up for less than a month now, and we're at over 1,200 hits. So the response has been amazing, and it's really leveraging the power of social. Because you think, how are you advertising this, or what is it that you're doing in order to cause waves or the ripples or whatever? And it's really nothing. It's leveraging the power of how everything is kind of moving nowadays. It's like your show, right? You're just using Facebook, man, to really get your name out there and say what you need to say and express yourself. It's a super creative outlet for everybody. So yeah, I got the site up. It's shirts, it's stuff that your grandparents would say, that your parents would say, stuff that really expresses your culture and your heritage. Have fun with it, man. So wear it. It's like home cooking.
Yeah,
That's what it is. That's what it is.
I'll wear this. This is gonna be my before bed shirt every night.
And what's messed up is that Floyd Mayweather tried to come up with one for Manny Pacquiao that said Shih Tzu or
Shiatsu.
No, I think for Manny Pacquiao, I would probably say something about El Moñito, the little hair that he's got, that little beaver thing that he was doing, that little Moñito with that laugh. Yeah, he'll scare you though. He'll scare you, man.
And see, the Manny Pacquiao fans don't really like us because we're always dogging on Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. But being honest, Manny Pacquiao is one of the most transcendental athletes in all the sports of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, for an athlete to transcend a sport like the way Manny Pacquiao does is amazing. I mean, speaking of T-shirts, you go and see the Manny Pacquiao T-shirts, the sneakers. Yeah. There's a figurine that I really like that you always see on PTI. It's behind Kornheiser.
Yeah.
It's a little Manny Pacquiao. I looked online to buy that. It's over $300. So Manny Pacquiao's big, and David, he's going to be fighting December 8th. Not the usual November date, but December 8th against Juan Manuel Marquez, the 4th time they hook up.
Yeah, the
you
first
expect-
3 times it was hot. The fourth time it's going to be a real hot hookup too.
But do you think it'll be anything different, or should we just expect a great fight as usual?
Expect a great fight as usual, but I tend to think Marquez is going to...
One of these days.
Fight. You would think so. I mean, how can a guy be that close in 3 fights and lose all 4, in theory, and draw on one of them? Pacquiao said something to me that is a very glaring statement, and he said the other day that I have to find a way to get back what I used to have. That to me screams, I'm not good anymore. I know that I don't have the same firepower that I used to have that was allowing me to knock guys out like Ricky Hatton. He doesn't have that same fire with him. He's extremely talented. I mean, I thought he put on some of the most impressive displays of boxing he has in a while in his fight against Timothy Bradley. He was counterpunching effectively, defending better than we've seen him in recent years. But Juan Manuel Marquez is literally the kryptonite to his Superman. I mean, it's just, the guy has an answer for everything. Marquez really, really wants to win this fight, and I don't think Pacquiao wants to win it the way that Marquez does.
You think Pacquiao's doing too much, like running for office and singing and running, basketball leagues and like.
No, and I think to your point, it's a good point because even Freddie Roach, earlier in his career, Pacquiao would just go to the Wild Card gym in LA and just train, but now he has the Congress in the Philippines. He has. What was it?
Basketball leagues.
No, the movie he did over there.
He was like the action hero or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Super Pac-Man or
Who
whatever.
can hate on that though? Like we're sitting here, right, and we're trying to monetize, create a brand, and create a presence for ourselves. And it's almost like guy has the foresight of knowing, like, I don't want to get my ass kicked for a living for story.
He'll only do it twice a year now.
Yeah, so it's like, what lies beyond this, right? You think about De La Hoya, you think about all these guys where the lifespan, it's almost like running backs. Like Barry Sanders had the foresight at 30, I'm out. I don't want to, have any kind of like head trauma or anything.
Well, that's an interesting point
that's the
that he
thing.
makes.
How serious is Manny Pacquiao still taking boxing? Because he's training, and like you said, I thought he beat Tim Bradley. I think we're all in agreement. Against Marquez, went either way. But how serious is he still taking boxing at this point of his career?
I would have to say, based on his recent performances, he doesn't have the same killer instinct. I don't know if that's because he's not taking it seriously or he doesn't have the physical capacity that he did when he was knocking out Cotto, when he was knocking out.
Does he have to take it seriously?
Right.
That's another thing, right?
And up to this point,
do you wonder if the only time he would have to take it seriously is for Mayweather? So everything else is just like, the kind of the girl you just kind of date till you meet the one.
Possibly, because even
Marquez is his side piece.
Even if he didn't take it serious, he beat Marquez, he beat Bradley in our eyes. So, but you made a statement earlier, David, that I guess I have to disagree with in terms of
I'm probably right though
of what really happened. He said Marquez is his kryptonite, but yet he's never beat him. I mean, technically he's never beat him.
True.
Some people think he's beat him all 3 times they fought. But what does Marquez have to do differently in this fight? Because I thought he fought a perfect fight the 3rd time around. But as Manny Pacquiao gets older, so does Juan Manuel Marquez, and now he's not drinking urine anymore.
Yeah, so who knows what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Marquez he's always been the counterpuncher, but I think he really needs to push for a knockout in this fight. I don't think he will knock Pacquiao out, but I think if he takes a little bit more initiative, although he's never really been that kind of fighter, if he can kind of put his pedal to the metal in this one and be the aggressor, I think that's the kind of, Pacquiao does not fight well going backwards, and we've seen that. If he can continue to apply pressure, for the better part of 12 rounds, maybe this is a different fight. But, it's going to be a toss-up. I'm excited. I don't want to say one way or the other that, Marquez will finally win because he never has. But this is never a boring fight when these two guys get in the ring.
Well, hopefully for the good of boxing, Pacquiao wins, because this week he said, finally, for the first time, that he's willing to give Floyd Mayweather 55 and he'll take 45, which I'm sure Mayweather's delighted. We all saw the pictures of Pacquiao with 50 Cent. But David, we're huge boxing fans. We watch every single fight. We watched Gabriel Rosado and Charles Whitaker. We watch everything. But Alex over here, I'm sure isn't a sick fan like we are.
No. I was actually telling Dave today, I haven't really watched boxing since Mildred Taylor Chavez, and then we're gonna do the whole Richard Steele conversation, which we could take offline.
Because Lexington Steele stopped the fight.
So at this point, and then I'll ask David, but I want to get your opinion first. Yeah. At this point of their careers, are you really interested in a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight? Does this really
the hype, the marketing behind it, just the spectacle that it represents. It transcends boxing. It's now like, you know, we had last year, for the college football fans out there, right? We had the matchup of the decade, right, or the century rather, the LSU Alabama and the whole thing. And chances are it will give you this. It will produce the same kind of outcome, a dud, right? Because we're just setting ourselves up for disaster. It'll be like, that's it. It was just like you built yourself up, and it's just like,
it's like losing your
split
virginity.
decision or like something stupid that'll just set up the next marketing opportunity. But I mean, you know, yeah, I do. I'm excited because I want to see. I'll buy into the hype. I think everybody will buy into the hype. The people that have fallen off the boxing bandwagon and done the MMA thing will certainly, you know, float over for the time being, take a quick peek, a cameo at the boxing, and then move on with their lives. I think it's what it is. Yeah. I think
and that's good to know that the average fan who doesn't watch boxing and watches other sports would want to watch a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight even at this point.
Sure.
I mean, I still want to see it. And my opinion's not going to change. You know, 5 years ago I thought Mayweather would win easy. 2 years ago I thought Mayweather would win easy. Now I think Mayweather would still win easy. Just because he's a great counterpuncher, he's faster, he's the more gifted of the two fighters.
He did some prison fighting too, man.
Yeah,
that's like that's a different tiger altogether that you built in there, man.
And it's not to say Pacquiao's a bad fighter. I mean, he's a great fider, but
Mayweather's different.
But us, you know, that we follow this, you know, because we cover the sport. Do you still care at this point whether they fight or not, or
not as
has
much,
has it lost its luster?
But here's the thing: sure, it's lost its luster, but it's still like a Lamborghini to all the other Honda Accords that we can pick from. I mean, it might be a used Lamborghini, but it's still better. A bad version of that fight is still more exciting than anything else that we want to see. And you know, unfortunately, we would have loved to have seen it sooner, but you know, we still never get it. But we hope we do.
All the fights that people still want to watch involve a whole bunch of old people anyway. Every time Oscar De La Hoya says, "Hey, I got a big, you know, newsworthy statement to say,"
and he never has it.
People still wonder if he's gonna come back, and people would still watch if he comes back. People will still watch if Mike Tyson fights Evander
Roy Jones
Holyfield
is supposed to fight Kimbo Slice. Roy Jones, Kimbo Slice. This is
like a celebrity
Gary
deathmatch
Shaw.
kind of thing.
A real fight.
People will watch.
People want to see their stars.
People watch Foreman. People watch her. Who was it that came back?
Hagler, Hearns,
no, later. The dude with the gap teeth.
Oh,
Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes.
Yeah. People saw Larry Holmes.
People do still watch Larry Holmes. But really quick, David, because
we're short on time.
We're getting this, which usually means
wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Get out of here, brother.
We want to eat and we want to celebrate David's birthday.
Sure.
But Ricky Hatton's coming back, David, and you know, for as much as a lot of people won't care, the sport of boxing does care because Ricky Hatton always gives us all, brings some really cool fans to the sport.
Sold out the MEN in the first day that tickets were on sale. Apparently the fastest sellout that stadium has ever had. Ricky Hatton is still a big name. There's talks that, you know, he could fight Amir Khan or Kell Brook down the line. The rumored opponent that I've heard is Lovemore Endo, who is a pretty competitive, you know, fight for your first one back. I've said it on record before. I don't want Ricky Hatton to come back because he has nothing to prove. I think he had a great career and made the most out of his talent. But if he's matched carefully, I think we know exactly what his Achilles heel is. If he's matched carefully, the guy could still walk away with a world title, and we'll see what happens. But more power to Ricky Hatton.
Well, and here's
the man of the restaurant, Mark
Randazzo. He's the man that feeds us.
My pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. Makes our bellies happy.
48, oh my God.
There he is, Uncle Paulie.
How are you? Good evening, everyone.
And it's his birthday today.
My birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you, Uncle Paulie.
Listen, it's our pleasure that you came here and that you're part of the Randazzo organization.
See? We're family here.
We have beautiful weather here in South Florida. We have a championship basketball team. I think it was wonderful at the time that it happened during the Olympics, which is a very, very fine, positive, upgraded thing for South Florida and the community and everybody that's in the Olympics involved in all stages. Anyhow, I'm going to have myself a dessert, a wonderful tiramisu.
Ooh,
and
try
I
the
hope
tiramisu.
Everybody gets real fat. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all.
Uncle Paulie, a Randazzo's regular. If you guys are ever around the restaurant, Uncle Paulie's a staple of this place. He's
there's a
as
big
good to be
portrait
around
of
as the
Norm,
food.
he's Norm.
Yeah,
There's a big,
yeah, exactly.
There's a big portrait of him there. But we'll wrap it up. So until next time, we're gonna celebrate David's birthday.
Can't
It'll be
wait.
his birthday again next week. And the
Yeah,
week after.
exactly. Check
So,
out on Facebook links to our stuff. We're gonna have Oye Martinez shirt links on Twitter and Facebook
Buy these shirts. These are
as
awesome.
well. And you guys are gonna see that that bar across the bottom again in the super. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.